Welcome back to another installment of MIPtalk, Conversations with the World's Most Interesting People. Today with us we have Nick Morgan, who is the president of Public Words Incorporated. Today he was just doing a breakout session for the Innovation and Humanity Summit on business process outsourcing, which I've just learned in the acronymic geek world is called BPO, and innovation, since this is the Innovation and Humanity Summit.
Absolutely.
What were you guys talking about, and why can you be knighted and heralded as an authority on this topic?
Actually, I introduced the topic by saying I probably know the least about this topic of anybody in the room, because there were a lot of geeks and a lot of BPO aficionados in the room. So
wow. Was it intimidating to be sitting up in the chair and have all those geeks and
absolutely, it was
all
terrifying.
this information?
Yeah, yeah. What they were talking about was simply BPO, which is the idea of taking bits of your company and getting it done faster, cheaper, smarter somewhere else in some other country. And so we started with the question of, should we worry about this? Is this the devil as far as the United States is concerned, or is there some upside for all of us? And very quickly, what the panelists did that was interesting was that they redefined the problem. And so either they were trying to lull me into...
What did they think the problem was, or when you guys were coming in, and where did you guys get to? What did you discover was the problem?
Here, I thought the problem was you're taking jobs away from people in Michigan.
Right. Exactly.
And they said, no. The real issue is what we're talking about is creating a better world for everybody. So they redefined it as, it's not that you're taking jobs away from people in Michigan, it's that you're creating a world that has some great jobs, some great information.
So if you step back and you go more macro on the whole thing, it's a zero-sum game.
Well, no, actually...
It's a positive sum game.
It's a positive game.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, everybody benefits.
And then I heard someone else talking about the fact that we're now, these people are able to earn money and educate themselves. Now you've just built a whole new market to sell products to.
That's one of them. The other one that one of the panelists, Navi in particular, was selling was that the company Tata in India created a car that they're selling for about $2,500 US. The understanding of how to do that, the technology, the know-how, could be imported back into the U.S. And so instead of writing a check for $25,000 to GM, you might be writing a check for $2,500 to GM, and you'd feel a lot better about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. And it's interesting that the people in India who are developing products and who are developing manufacturing processes, it's interesting to hear how their approach is more of, we just know we got nothing to make this happen, so we're gonna figure out a way to design and create and implement and manufacture for low prices where it might not occur to Joe Blow in Wisconsin or Minnesota or Michigan or wherever we're doing it here in the United States.
Yeah, apparently that's hard for us to do, is to figure out how to make really cool, really effective, cheap, inexpensive gadgets and systems and processes, but apparently they're much better at that. So that's what we're going to get from them.
Do you think they'll keep the name of the car as Tata if it comes here? Because a lot of people are going to be going, honey, I'm going down to the store to buy some Tatas.
Yeah.
It's for the family, though.
That's it. Yeah.
So everyone can have it.
Yeah. The Yugo didn't work out so well, did it? So,
not so much. Not so much.
They got to come up with something else.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. Yeah. Now, as I understand it, the $2,500 model is in India, but if they want to retrofit it to the American safety standards, they're going to have to throw on some more bells and whistles and roll cages and kind of stuff like that.
SUV, and then nobody will buy it.
And then it'll get 8 miles to the gallon.
That's right. Yeah.
You are obviously in your current capacity, you're working on helping people use words. You have a history in the world of academia. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I used to teach Shakespeare and public speaking at Princeton University.
Wow.
And I've lectured on similar subjects at Harvard, so I've got a deep, dark academic background, but I've been in...
These are the deep, dark secrets we were getting to.
Those are the ones, yeah.
Right here, okay.
Yeah, a reformed academic.
So what reforms an academic? What was the turning point for you where you realized that the academic ways were just devilish and mysterious and bad?
When I was leaving the academic world, I was actually going to work in the government as a speechwriter for the governor of Virginia, and all my academic friends warned me. They said, you're going into the devil's world.
Treacherous water, right.
Wicked. You know, politicians, they're terrible.
Right.
It's going to be,
your words will become the workshop, the devil's workshop.
The devil's workshop, yeah. You're going to be fleeced, Nick, basically. You're way too naive to survive that world. And what I found instead was there were more idealistic people working really hard to try to make life better for folks in the political world than in the academic world. The academic world is a small pie world at its worst, let's say. Let me be quick to say that. There are lots of great academics out there. But
there are bad academics out there?
Yeah, some of them tend to think in terms of the finite pie, right? So in other words, if I get a bigger piece, you get a smaller piece. Whereas in the political world, they were always trying to redefine things to make it
bringing it back to the topic of your discussion today.
Exactly.
That if you step back a little bit, it can be both not only a zero-sum game, but a positive-sum game.
Yeah, the win-win thing.
That all academics don't have to eat off of the plate of other academics.
Yeah.
There's enough for everyone.
Yeah, that's right. We can all get a piece of pie, so it's
this heartwarming conversation has been part of today's installation of Conversations with the World's Most Interesting People. Nick Morgan right here, President of Public Words Incorporated.
Brad, isn't he wonderful?
See? Look at the love. Thank you, everyone. You can find this interview at MIPtalk.com or at innovationhumanity.com.